Welcome to IT80. Today we're going to talk about how you would face your part down for your first lathe operations. The first step is to adjust the compound rest. And the compound rest lays above the cross slide. You'll start by loosening the two 6mm socket cap screws and then rotating the compound rest. If you look where the thumb is, you'll see a small tick mark, and you align that tick mark to approximately 35 degrees. Once you're in position, you'll want to tighten the two bolts. And notice that when you loosen them, you only need to loosen about a quarter turn. Tighten them very snug. This is what holds your compound rest rigidly at a 35-degree angle. Next up, we're going to have to choose a tool and mount your tool. This assumes your tool has been adjusted to the correct height. To put the tool in place, rotate the handle full forward, pull it back to lock. It's important you always lock your tool. Remember how to start the lathe. When we turn the lathe on, we want to pull out and up. To stop it, push down. Next in our sequence is to touch off and begin our facing operations. So you'll want to start your lathe and put your tool somewhere in front of the spinning part. Move the tool over to just touch off on the face of the spinning part. Now, depending on how square your part is, you'll want to be careful as you do this. You'll notice that as you start to cut the part, it will start to change color. So you'll notice the tool just barely touching the part. We've repositioned our tool now outside after we found our edge and we started our cut. Start with a cut somewhere in the vicinity of 10 to 20 thousandths of an inch. You can read this on the Z-axis of the digital readout. You're going to manually feed the cross feed in across to complete the cut. As you approach the center of the part, pay close attention. You don't want to have the tool extend past the center or you may damage it. A little bit won't hurt. You'll notice that the cut is nice and clean because the end that is being cut is completely shiny. Your end has now been squared off or faced. When you get to the center, you want to back your tool out in Z and stop your lathe. Now, that was a manual cut. We can also use the automatic crossfeed to do this, and you'll do that on subsequent cuts. To use your crossfeed, you first have to select a gear. You're going to choose BAC and 1 through 5. When you select those gears, you'll want to use the jog button as you move between gears. Notice the rack moves and the lead screw spins each time he hits the jog button between gears. If you stop between two gears, those lead screw and the power transmission shaft will not spin. Now, once you have it in the appropriate gear, you'll want to start your machine and then engage the crossfeed. To do that, use the crossfeed clutch. Pull it to the right and down. Now notice I'm feeding in. I'm reducing the diameter. If I needed to increase the diameter, I could reverse it by pulling the knob. Remember, this is just a short summary of your work package. Follow all the instructions in your work traveler. Good luck with your project.